Hey, it's beer video. Um, I don't have anything incendiary. Oh no, I do. The bots have found us. I did mention it to you. The bots have found us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's a bot or just someone. I don't know what kind of keywords you put in the video description, but if it included the word Minneapolis, since 2020, possibly before, there are people who obsessively name search my city and just try to, well, actually, anything that happens here. Anyway, I don't think that was our first attempt at a troll comment, but
Really?
I do think it's I don't know if it's like they're going for big fish in a small pond kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because my first thought was like, why are you not bothering like I don't know Mehdi Hassan, Chris Hayes or something?
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, have like maybe we have like our dedicated fan base of a couple dozen people. So
Yeah.
like, what do you think you're doing here, man? Like,
If you think you're gonna come in here and get the best of us, we are gonna stomp you into the ground. So I encourage you to just keep commenting. It's fine. If you think this is gonna go well for you, I encourage you to keep trying. I can't
I mean,
remember what's his name did respond. I'm so sorry.
yeah.
I'm so bad at remembering names. I apologize because you watch all the time and you always comment. I'm so sorry. And I really appreciate you watching.
Yes, thank you, Ben. Thank you for being our strongest soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you two can have it on that guy. I'm just like, I'm not interested. It's like, I know what fucking happened. I live here, like
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Like,
like you don't fucking come into like don't try to well actually me like
yeah.
you were wrong tree here.
Yeah. You think you really did something there. Like,
Yeah, it's like I know what fucking happened. All right, like
I'll
as
invite
I'm
you to my
saying,
house.
yeah, it's just like fuck off, like I thought about addressing some of the arguments because it was a chud talking point I forgot to mention, but
But
fuck
it
it,
did, but
not
it,
worth it, not worth it,
right.
not
I'm
worth the
saying
oxygen.
you could mention it, but it is irrelevant to what happened. Like, it's
I'm
irrelevant to what happened completely.
interested in like seeing what we're yakking about. Look at the comment on last week's video.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you have relatives that watch Fox News, you probably heard that shit already, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like they got their marching orders, so it's just like, oh, good boy.
right.
You did your thing.
And like I guess I can use this to highlight the fact that fucking
Yeah,
Rand Paul
yeah,
Rand Paul was shooting out the fucking ICE interim director, I whose name I can't be bothered to remember.
yeah,
Anyway, yeah, like Ron Johnson and what's his fuck from Oklahoma were just eagerly like, "Oh, you guys are so picked on."
yeah.
Like, who cares? Like, yes, you come in and antagonize a community, they're not gonna like you very much. That's
Right.
shocking.
Yeah,
You know, it's like that meme I used to see around 2020 with the cop doing this, like,
yeah,
oh, we've cultivated a culture of us versus them, and now you're surprised when them is against you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah,
And
Randy
I've
Paul,
heard like I guess there's a little bit of shock or whatever that when people like leftists showed up that they were armed, like that they had guns. I've been saying this for a long time, and I know I'm not the only person, so I'm not. I know I'm not like authoring an original thought here. But if you don't think the left is armed, you got some problems.
I think people have gotten a bit more sensible about that. I personally don't have a gun for a few reasons. The two topmost ones are there's no feasible way for me to get out to a range to practice regularly, and there's
Yeah,
no weapon unless you know how to use it, right?
right.
Um, and the last few times I tried shooting a gun, it was fun, but I can't aim shit.
Sure.
The reason I concentrate on hand to hand so much is because like I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that.
so I guess I better learn how to run in a zigzag real good.
Yeah. Yeah, if you come to this house, there are weapons here. So, maybe not the ones you're thinking of, but in every room of the house.
I have
I'm not saying it to
um
be a tough guy at all. I never want to have to I never want to have to do any of that stuff. I don't want to. Like, it's just a necessity. Like, I don't. If I never, ever, ever have to use a weapon ever, great. That's what I want.
Yeah, we've got one practical one and two fun ones, and I'll guess what those are. Anyway, yes,
Yeah.
you think.
What's the, oh yes, I am first. I got an interesting one. That's a local. By the way, I do have your beers. I say this all the time. I do have your beers. And I actually got a better box to ship them in, so I'm going to add
Oh,
some more to it. Uh,
nice.
so
And
one of the
waited because we had that horrible cold snap. We got our
yeah,
highest bill of the entire winter for that. So like if you'd shipped them to me earlier, they probably would have exploded in the box and we both would have been quite sad about it. So
yeah, yeah.
you don't
So,
get fully you're being practical.
so they are coming. But I'm gonna have to ask you, don't not now, like at some point this week, or I'll just remind you just to send me what address I'm sending it to. So anyway, I have one from this was the first, I'll give you some Brian beer history. This was the first local brewery I really started to get into whenever I started experimenting with beers beyond like what's, readily available everywhere. And this is a long time ago. This is 15, 20 years ago. So they're called yeah, like more than 20 years ago. Fuck. They're called East End Brewing Company. Um, and so this beer is called Joe Melt.
Ooh.
And the reason it's called this is because they have a beer called Snow Melt. And it's a winter warmer. It's basically like a reddish ale.
Hmm.
So that is this with coffee infused or coffee added. So it's snow melt with coffee added, 7% alcohol by volume. And I think they called it, I saw it like the name of I think they just called it a coffee beer is like what they term it to be. They used to have a location. They're not in this location anymore. It was like a fucking warehouse. And you could take a growler and you would just go into the front door and you're basically just walked right into the room where they have all the equipment. And you would just pay to get your growler filled. Um, it was so like DIY, it was ridiculous. But like, yeah, you just go in. Um, they didn't have any like obvious signage or anything. It was almost like a thing like you kind of had to know. But yeah. And I am drinking out of a Wally World glass. Hey, why not? So
Sure.
yeah, why not? Uh, Rip it open. I just got this today too, by the way. Oh, funny. It still pours a little reddish.
Hmm.
Um, And I have had snow melt, by the way. So this will be a first for me. Yeah, it is still a little reddish. It still smells like a red ale, funny enough. It smells like snow melt, but it's gonna taste a little different. So let's give it that's pretty good head. So it's like a light caramel color. And then you can just see stuff in the back. It's a bad, whatever. All right, let's just oh yeah, okay. Still carries a lot of the tenets of the red ale. A nice bit of hop flavor to this. The hop profile is very nice, like the normal snow melt is. The coffee's subtle. Um, it's definitely there. If you're used to having this, if you've had this beer before, you will notice a slight difference. So, like, you do taste the coffee in it, but it's not an overwhelming flavor. It's not overpowering the original winter warmer. But yeah, just that added character makes it a little richer, a little bit more caramely, and a tiny bit more bitterness to it. Um, Again, if you're not into like bitter beers from like a hop standpoint, maybe this isn't for you, but I really like those types of beers, and yeah, just that little bit of coffee added to it. It's not smashing it over the head at all. It's just giving you kind of like a little infusion of that taste, which is nice because it kind of keeps the original profile of the beer in place with just like a little something extra.
Okay. Cool.
And it smells real nice. It's the beer smelling video. Yeah, this is really
You
good.
know,
This is and it's 7%. You can take your time with it, but you're not gonna get completely destroyed. I mean, don't drive a car when you're done, but uh,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, it's a nice yeah, it's a nice winter beer. Why not? Yeah, it's a good one to sit down and have some beers and watch the Pope's Exorcist, the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life from a standpoint of I hate to do this because this was already used, I think, for Manos Hands of Fate. I think either Siskel or Ebert called it the Citizen Kane of bad movies. This is right up there with it.
It
It's so
probably was what they said about Plan 9 from outer space.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Plan 9. I'm sorry. It wasn't Manos Hands of Fate. It was Plan 9. Thank you.
There's plenty of good lines from Mystery Science Theater about Manos, the Hands of Fate. And I think my favorite one is every frame of this movie looks like somebody's last known photo.
Yeah. Uh no, seriously, if you're out there, watch The Pope's Exorcist. Please do yourself a favor. Have a beer or get high and just watch this motherfucking movie. I'm just gonna tell you at one point a priest attacks a child. It's incredible. I was laughing so hard it didn't sound like laughing anymore.
That
And
kind of
apparently they're making
like
another one.
that kind of sounds like me during several points in Night at the Seven Kingdoms, which is fun to watch if you're my husband. And am I have a little bit of a neurodivergent fixation on Song of Ice and Fire.
Sure.
So, a guy would pop up and I'd be like, that's his family crest. These are all his ancestors. Just,
Oh man. I have never seen that, so I'm gonna have to
yeah, it's really good. The last season of Game of Thrones shit the bed.
Oh, not Game of
Uh,
Thrones. I've seen Game of Thrones. I meant the movie you were talking about.
oh,
Yeah.
oh no, I'm talking about the new Game of Thrones spin-off series, Night at the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Okay, God damn it. I'm sorry. I was thinking it was a movie. No, I actually haven't watched that either. I won't watch another Game of Thrones thing.
Um, Well, as much as I didn't like seasons 5 through 8, basically, I thought they were a little overhated. We talked about this. It's
Yeah.
like there was only so much they could do when George R. R. Martin decided he was not interested in writing the books anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's a little mean. I think he still is, but like
I don't.
there's too much shit going on. Anyway, but the advantage of both House of the Dragon, which had a somewhat lackluster second season, I thought, but I think that was mostly due to the strike and
Yeah.
like I don't know, they had some pacing issues. But
Sure.
House of the Dragon is based on Fire and Blood, which is finished.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms is based on three novellas, which are finished. So you don't get that big issue with
Yeah.
it.
You're not.
And
You're not left hanging. Gotcha.
the casting is very good. It's kind of more vulgar and more funny than either Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
There's Arians in it, but they're not the main guys. Well, okay. I can't say any more without spoiling it. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, watch that. It's quite funny. And there is a 10-inch prosthetic dick that features in the first few seconds of the second episode.
Nice.
Matt and I were looking at it like
Hog TV.
Hog TV. Yeah, between Righteous Gemstones, various
Yeah.
Song of Ice and Fire spinoffs, there's a lot of dong on HBO these days.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look. Look. Look, and I'm not going to complain. We've seen 4 decades worth of tits all over every HBO thing. Throw a dick in, Like, what's the big deal? Who's worried about that? Throw a dick in.
yeah, yeah. Maybe I should get back to watching Heated Rivalry. I don't know. I felt like it kind of wasn't for me, but
Yeah.
maybe I should give it another shot. I don't know. I don't know.
There's always time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just wearing my home front sweatshirt, which I've worn before. I just grabbed this because it's still a little chilly here, even though it started warming up. It's fall spring here in Minneapolis.
Yeah, we're getting that this weekend.
40s tomorrow, then back to the 20s and 30s for the week after that. But I'm simply not going to think about the future currently.
Yeah, it's still winter. I thought you were wearing an Anna von Householf shirt at first because I have one that's sim like has a similar thing on the pocket, but it's white. But it's okay. I'm wearing a Worm shirt. Yes, Worm. Their new record just came out today, Necropalace. I would always send you recommendations of stuff that just came out. Helen and I have been bad at that.
Yeah, I was asking you, but I did like they put in an EP earlier, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember liking that. I'll have to check that out. There was a new Carpenter Brute single which I listened to a lot today.
I have the whole album.
You know what I mostly listened to today was Kendrick Lamar because
Yeah.
this okay, I'm gonna try to make this not horribly boring for people that aren't interested in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Okay, so there's two famous guys in
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Gordon Ryan's like kind of a chud. Um, has some scandals about like being extremely, extremely like MAGA and or I don't know if that's a scandal necessarily. Like
Yeah, yeah,
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is kind of politics agnostic. Like you can kind of believe in whatever.
yeah.
A lot of people believe in some sincerely crazy shit. Eddie Bravo from 10th Planet, for example, is like a conspiracy theorist that even Alex Jones is called nuts. It's a bit of a mess.
Well,
Mess.
that's it.
Right.
So,
So Gordon Ryan's kind of a chud politically, but like a lot of people I think were willing to let that ride because he's a pretty talented fighter.
yeah,
Um his main rival is Craig Jones, who I don't know Craig Jones's politics.
yeah,
A, because he's Australian, I
yeah,
don't claim to understand the nuances of Australian politics at all.
sure.
And to the any public stances, I can mostly describe him as just kind of a chaos goblin.
Yeah,
Him and Gordon Ryan hate each other, which I think is more of an interpersonal thing. Be quiet. Mommy's trying to explain gossip. Um, anyway, but Craig Jones has been pretty vocal lately about like exposing gyms and coaches that have been like kind of sexually predatory,
ugh, yeah,
which unfortunately is a bit of a widespread problem just because of like kind of the nature of like celeb I don't want to even say celebrity culture, but like kind of
um,
a world of any sport really. Like
sure.
who are like really good coaches kind of get a level of prestige that allows them to get away with shit.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a big scandal at some jiu-jitsu gym called Atos, I think, down in Texas, to the point where my head coach at Southside, actually brought it up when we were practicing, like, there's some really ugly shit coming out about Atos. I just want you to know if you harass anyone or bother anyone, you will be bounced out of this gym so fucking fast. And that's,
Yeah,
what anyway, so there was a lady who messaged Craig Jones and was like, "Hey, Gordon Ryan creeped on me when I was 15," and he was 23, I think, at the time,
yeah,
and sent her like DMs saying like, "Oh, you look really nice in a bikini," shit like that. And like, just if you're interested, just look at Craig Jones's Instagram. Just this guy has been really disgusting shit about women, which was like not shocking to me, honestly, but like there was just sorry to bring it back to Kendrick Lamar,
yeah,
the generational level of like hater energy. Like these two men fucking loathe each other.
yeah.
I think at first Craig Jones thought it was like kind of funny, which it was because Gordon Ryan's really dumb and Craig Jones is like, kind of like I don't want to say like super smart. I don't know him, but
Yeah,
smarter than Gordon Ryan and like at least
sure.
kind of good at the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he like I think when he found this out, he was like, "Oh, gloves are fucking off," and just like went nuclear on this guy.
Good.
Yeah, so that was kind of nice to see. But yeah, it reminded me of that one Kendrick song where like he talks about how he hates like every particular thing about Drake.
Yeah.
blah. It's just like just nitpicking levels of hatery, and I'm just like, it's so petty and so harsh and so good. Like, indeed, fuck that guy.
Yeah. The one thing I heard was the only complaint about Bad Bunny is he didn't crush Drake.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna pour beer in the alternate Super Bowl halftime. Boy.
Oh my God.
All right, so this is a Pilsner from 56 Brewing, Czech style, called Crispy
Oh,
Business. I've been trying to
this-
like Pilsners more, and I found that the Czech style ones are the ones that tend to be ones I like better, at least. It's low ABV, about 4.5%. Pilsners are not usually quite strong, so
yeah.
makes sense.
That's why generally people drink a lot of them.
Well, one reason.
One reason.
Nice golden straw color. No head. Pretty typical, I think. Yes. Okay, fine. I like this.
And that's been the beer video. Thanks for joining us.
Uh, yeah, no, it is quite nice and crispy.
I like the color. The color is a little different than a typical Pilsner, at least from what I can see on my end.
Kind of nice, straightforward, clean grain flavor. Um, has only a tiny bit of like the nasty dirt water quality of some German Pilsners I hate. I've found out it's German style Pilsners I don't care for. I think that
Yeah.
thing. Um, yeah, I don't care for the aftertaste, but like the main flavor of this beer is so you know what? Fine. I will not go out of my way to drink a Pilsner, but I can appreciate one. I've broadened my horizons.
I mean, like, is there any Pilsner that whenever you have it has a great aftertaste? I don't know that that's really like a tenet of a Pilsner. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's why I generally tend to think like when people are drinking a Pilsner, they're eating something with it. Pretzels, nuts. That's why they have them at the bars.
God, you know what I had at when I was at Vakken 13 years ago now, almost. Is bratwurst with curry ketchup. That shit's amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah, Germans love curry ketchup.
Look, I'm from Pittsburgh. I'm a Heinz boy. And if somebody brings out a ketchup that isn't Heinz, they can go fuck themselves the whole way off. But I would fuck with that.
Hmm. I just noticed there's some schmaz on the bottom of this glass. I don't know, whatever. I don't feel food poisoned yet.
From the beer.
I think so. I
Okay.
hope.
Um, look, we all wash dishes. Look, my glass, you can probably see it's a little smudgy, and I did wash this glass.
Yeah,
Uh,
water, so it's inevitable. We're not gonna win any glass beautification contests.
no, we're not here to do
Um,
that.
so yeah, that's Super Bowl alternate halftime show.
Oh boy, boy.
It's surprised they didn't get Nikki for it, but
Next year.
yeah, it's kind of a shame because like until she completely eradicated her brain with coke, Nicki Minaj was a pretty decent rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I liked Super Bass along with everyone else, apparently.
I
That's
get. Oh, sorry. Whew, God.
anyway. But yeah, like, so between her recent output being like, well, that's half-assed, and the interviews she's done, like the long pauses, it sounds like she's doing it with a gun held to her head. But
She kind of is. I mean, like she's obviously after something, and everybody knows what that is, and so she can't think that anybody thinks this is genuine.
I mean, I think it's genuine in the sense that she seems like kind of a reactive person, like, and I
Yeah,
kind of get it, like
sure.
I can be a pretty defensive, reactive person, but like you gotta like kind of spritz yourself with a water bottle internally. If it's harder when you have like money and yes men. So I can see how it got there, but it's just really unfortunate. Once again,
Yeah,
this
it's
kind
just the
of
things that are hanging over her that she needs trouble
yeah,
for,
yeah. If you're interested in this kind of thing, the YouTuber FD Signifier has done a very long video about Nicki Minaj, just kind of contextualizes her in the history of hip hop and also like talks extensively about her career in particular.
Yeah,
I am not a hip hop expert, not my wheelhouse. He, on
none.
the other hand, is, and he's about my age. So like
Yeah,
if you hear something from an elder millennial about that, I recommend that.
yeah. I just like it's hilarious this whole thing. They had to pay 250 people to be there. So look, they're paid protesters. Because that's what they would call if this was like a left halftime show and they had to pay 250 people to be there, that's what they'd be called. So they're paid protesters. And you got what? Kid Rock doing two songs, and then a bunch of other people that I mean that Brantley guy people have heard of, but it's not like, I mean he's new to his
No,
career, of course.
fuck you. Fuck you, Bunt Gruntley. What? No. No one names a child that. Fuck you.
No. You've
Uh,
just nuked your career. It's like the one girl that was on there. I don't even know if she still was because I didn't watch the show, but she's from Munhall, which is like right down the river from me, doing the show. Nuked your career. Like nobody's gonna take you seriously other than these people. And you look at what Bad Bunny drew, and I'm not just talking about the Super Bowl, but you look at all the other views versus what, Toilet Paper USA drew. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close. Not even fucking close.
position to call like the try to argue that Bad Bunny is like kind of a niche artist because he speaks Spanish when he's like the most streamed artist. Like,
Yeah.
and like, well, I just can't believe that like, people would listen to something in a foreign language. Okay, I'm calling out specifically Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro here. Didn't Ben Shapiro bitch about this? Or
I'm sure he did.
some of them were too sensible. Like even Meghan McCain was like, "Guys, Bad Bunny is entertaining. Like you need to stop this nonsense."
Yeah.
Anyway,
Like the thing I think these people need to also understand, other than like, oh, I don't speak Spanish. Well, first of all, you couldn't read the message on the huge board at the end that was completely in English as to what this whole message was.
also
One.
been plenty of like popular singers who, okay, yeah, they speak English. They sing in kind of a garbled voice where you can't really understand them necessarily.
Yeah.
Pass. And also, like Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro are close enough to my age that I know both those fuckers remember like the big Latin pop boom of the late 90s.
How could you not?
Yeah, like
One of those guys was there.
I'm pretty sure like both of them were, and like I believe both Shakira and Ricky Martin, probably some other ones I'm forgetting, like had songs in Spanish that charted.
And Shakira was, yeah, right. And Shakira did a halftime show for fuck's sake. But
Right. And like she was huge in wherever she's from. God, I'm
God, I don't
sorry.
remember either. I know it's terrible. I don't remember.
Right. Yeah, but um yeah, so it's like this is not new. Like why are you fucking
No,
like this is new? Like
no.
I know you remember middle school, so fuck you.
Yeah, and like then the other thing is this is that like and again, this is just like I think having these people realize they're not the center of the universe just breaks their brains because the NFL over the last few years, and they did it a lot this year, are trying to branch NFL football to other countries beyond the United States. Like they did a game in Ireland this year. They did a game in Brazil. I don't know. They announced where they're doing games next year. I don't remember. I think they're doing one in Mexico City. They've done one in Mexico City before. They are branching out beyond the
Export
United States.
TBIs to every other country.
What's that?
They're just gonna export TBIs to every other country.
Yeah, yeah. We're bringing concussions worldwide.
Oh,
Um, but the other
soccer,
thing,
but, like, soccer hooliganism and shit is awful. Like, at the very least, like when you're playing soccer, you run less risk of like turning your brain into fucking oatmeal.
Yeah, yeah. But the other thing that these people need to realize, and look, I'm not in this age bracket either, but they're going after the 18 to 34 bracket. They're going after younger people. They want to turn on younger people to the sport. So if they put Bad Bunny on at halftime, and you know what audience is going to be the most excited about seeing Bad Bunny, they're going to tune in and they might tune into part of the Super Bowl and then maybe they get into it. So maybe you generate fans. And look, I fuck the NFL. Like there's a million different things I could say about the NFL that piss me off and that they're just people whose money you shouldn't give. Even though look, I do sometimes. Um but uh that's what they're doing. Like they're trying to attract a younger audience. And so that's not you. And it's not me either. And I don't listen to Bad Bunny. I don't speak Spanish. I was able to watch the show and enjoy it for what it was because it was joyful. It was
I took Spanish in middle school and
I took Spanish. I just
I'm
there's none here.
I'm learning Mexican Spanish for a couple reasons. One is my head coach is Mexican.
Yeah.
Sometimes speaks Spanish to other people there. I want to know if he's talking shit about me.
Yeah.
And also, it's just useful. There's a lot of South American immigrants here. The corner store I think I've mentioned
Yeah.
on our corner is Mexican. Um, and I occasionally practice my shitty Spanish, so I was able to understand like words here and there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of fun. Yeah. I think I was discussing this with my Norwegian friends a while ago because like pretty much everyone in Norway, unless you're very old or very rural, is like pretty effortlessly bilingual.
Yeah.
They all learn English at an early age and
Yeah.
obviously also Norwegian. Some of them speak
Yeah.
Swedish and German too. And they're like, so like what is it that makes Americans mad about like the idea of learning another language? And I don't know.
Because we think we're the ultimate beings. We think we're the master race. Not just white people thinking white people are the master race, but like, yeah, if you look at like across the globe, like education and the amount of languages people know and different things like that, we are so fucking far behind people. It's ridiculous. So there's nothing wrong with learning something like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we are like embarrassing ourselves, frankly.
Hmm.
I remember when Matt and I visited Norway like 11 years ago,
Yeah.
12 years ago now, almost. Anyway, so we were just at 7-Eleven getting some hot dogs. And the teenage girl that worked at 7-Eleven spoke Norwegian to the guy two people ahead of us, spoke German to the German tourist in front of us, spoke English to us all like flawlessly. And like, yeah, when we were in Paris, like the moment people heard like my accent or sensed that I was struggling with words a little, they just switched to English effortlessly. And like, I
Yeah.
would have been pretty fucked if they hadn't known to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, look, I can only speak English, so I'm not throwing like I'm in that same group. Like I'm not putting myself above anybody else, but oh, I don't know. Yeah, we're running out of time. Well, I mean that two different ways. As people and the beer video, we're running out of time. So we should probably wrap up.
Mention one thing, one
Yeah.
tip, little takeaway. If you're learning another language and you're at the point where you want to try to start reading things, start with celebrity gossip.
Oh,
It's written for idiots,
that's a great idea.
so it's very simple vocabulary, and you can learn fun terms like social climber, influencer, conspiracy theorist. I, for example, read the celebrity gossip on Norwegian news websites, and that's how I learned. I think a princess of Norway is married to an American, maybe American. I don't know. Maybe he's just like kind of got American vibes, but like
Yeah.
she's married to a conspiracy theorist. Oh yeah, and the Crown Princess was in the Epstein files.
Yep, I did. I
Like,
did hear that. Yeah.
yeah, Norwegian Reddit, they're make like, and her son's been accused of rape by multiple women. So there's
Um,
Joffrey and Cersei jokes going around, which I'm so happy I understand.
I did learn today that Bruno Sammartino, one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time from Pittsburgh, is in the Epstein files. But it's because Jeffrey Epstein apparently was a wrestling fan, and when Bruno died,
Oh,
somebody just emailed him telling him that Bruno Sammartino had died. Bruno didn't do fucking shit.
that was a journey that you just took me on.
Yeah, I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose because Stevie Wonder's in there too. Because he refused to perform for the Israeli army, and so there was an email about that. So
Good
just
for
remember,
him.
just because somebody's name is in the files doesn't necessarily mean that they did something nefarious. There's
Oh.
millions of emails, but Donald Trump's in there a million times. So, and Clinton, fuck him. I mean, like, look again. I don't want to start this whole thing. We got to end this video.
We have evolved past the need for the Clintons, I think.
Oh my God. I would hope so. I mean, I don't know that the Democratic establishment realizes that, but we do here on the beer video.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck them.
But
All right, till next week. Go listen to Worm. Go listen to who else? Who else did people listen to?
uh,
Kendrick Lamar, you've already mentioned.
Homefront, why not?
Homefront. Oh, go listen to Mandy, Indiana. It'll blow
Yes.
your fucking mind. All right, we'll talk to y'all next week.